I have found probably the most unique house that I have ever seen in Dripping Springs, Texas. Guys, on the walkthrough today, first of all, I'm going to warn you, this is probably going to be a long video, but you are going to want to watch to the very end. Talk about packed with nooks and crannies and hidden secrets all throughout this property. I had to do a video on this. My friend Letitia is a realtor here. This is her listing, and I saw it on a property tour, and I was like, I've got to do a YouTube walkthrough of that house. So that's what I'm doing. First of all, the bare basics of the house. It is a 3-bed, 3-bath, built in 99 on a little over 5 acres, just about 2,300 square feet. Okay. That's the house part of it. But if you're a Frank Lloyd Wright fan, if you're a fan of artistic touches, little individual unique things, if that's the kind of house you're looking for in Austin or around Austin in the Hill Country, this could be a perfect house for you. Priced right now just a little bit over $1.2 million. Let's get into this house and the outbuildings. And God, I'm just geeking out so much. I just got to show you this house. Let's go. And I'm going to start off by saying, guys, this is windy today, so if the audio is a little muffled or something, I apologize. But y'all know, if you've seen some of my other videos, especially the one that I recently did in Blanco of a home walkthrough there on a golf course, I geek out over little touches. And so I'm going to spend a lot of time today talking about this house and what I'm seeing. And, you know, it is non-traditional, and that's what I absolutely love. And it starts even with the walkway leading up to the house. So it's essentially cedar shavings that have been ground from the trees here on the property, and then they've got cedar logs that form the steps, and that's how we're going to go down to the house. All the plants out here are native plants. Maintaining them is going to be easy, but it's almost like a fairy tale house. And like I said, if you're a fan of Frank Lloyd Wright, it's reminiscent of the waterfall house. It sits right over, I'm going to point out over here, it sits right out over this little creek. The creek basically runs under part of the house. And the gentleman who designed this was an architect, and he had a heck of an artistic side. The whole house is pier and beam. It's not on a slab, but I'll show you how he built the foundation on this thing, and you're going to be impressed. I guarantee that. Here, then he took large rocks, because we're coming down the hill, right? This house is on the side of a hill. Large rocks made this retaining wall here, and it looks natural. It almost looks like it just fell into place here. And as we come here to the front, this is where we're going to go in later. All right, that's the front door to the home. And you can see kind of around the side there. And then there is a casita back over here. But I'm going to bypass all of that, and we're going to head out to the deck first. Now, as we talk about the really nice things that are here, all this decking is Trex. So this stuff is not going to rot. It's going to last forever. It's easy to clean. And that goes for all of these decks and the decks that we're going to see on the outbuildings after a while. Really nice outdoor area, and the decks are just multi-level. This is right outside of the casita. Hey, here's the casita. But these decks come out, and it's like a tree house up here in the oak trees. And when I say that the foundation of this thing is built well, these are 8-inch I-beams. And if you go under, the floor joists are galvanized C-channel. These decks aren't going anywhere. These houses are not going anywhere. These things are here for the long haul. We'll keep working our way down the decks. This is the back side of the house here. Again, built in among the oak trees. Absolutely serene setting. And again, those same natural path walkways with the cedar logs and the chipped cedar. And we'll pop up onto this deck real quick. Again, Trex decking. That goes into the back of the house. And we'll just pop over the side here. That right there is the main bedroom. This right here is the kitchen, this window. And you can see, obviously there's not really any water in here now, but the creek, when the water is flowing, runs right under there. I'm going to show you a couple of hidden features here. This is kind of the beginning of the hidden features, and I'll keep talking about the construction too. So this roof right here, this is a 4-inch steel pipe, okay? It's not going anywhere. This house is built so well. I see a lot of foundations, even out in Dripping Springs, that are not done very well. This thing's not going anywhere. The same idea that I showed you earlier about how that deck up top was, well, this deck is built with 12-inch I-beams. All of the piers that go in are concrete. They look like they're 14-inch diameter. They could be 12. And you can see up under, this thing is built to last. Got the creek down there. Now I'm going to show you a couple of the really cool extra features here. It is so quiet back here. We are probably 15 minutes from downtown Dripping Springs, but it is just so quiet. Got a nice little fire pit over here. This building is kind of unassuming. One of my favorite features. There's no electricity to it, but if you can see in here, the whole inside is lined with cedar. It's got a concrete floor, big bench there. This is a sauna. This is a wood-fired sauna. That's an old wood stove there with a chimney that goes out the top. It's got rocks on that side, so you can pour your water in and create your steam, your own wood-fired sauna here on the property. Cedar-lined. Awesome. Such a cool feature. All right, next really well thought out feature here. And I go back to everything feels like it belongs here. Everything feels natural. So we're going to go down into the creek. And again, when the creek's running, what this guy did is he cut a 2-person bathtub into the creek. So when the creek's running, this is basically your own cold plunge area. It's, it's got leaves in it now. It doesn't look great, but as soon as the creek starts running, the leaves get flushed out of it, and it's your own little 2-person cold plunge pool down here in the bottom looking back up at the house. Really, really neat. And you wouldn't really be able to tell that it wasn't a natural pool. I mean, I can see concrete in the bottom, but the way he structured the rocks around it, it just feels like a natural pool right there. Absolutely love this. All right, I'm gonna take the long trek all the way up. Like I said, we're gonna hold off on going into the house until later, but let's go look at the extra buildings that are up at the top part of this a little over 5 acres. As we're getting up to the top of the hill here, I'll point out the 5 acres is divided into 2 separate lots. So we're going to be going on to the second lot here. And the road for the property runs all along that edge. So it's a long 5 acres that goes all the way down there behind the house. You've got a lot of road frontage here, but we're so remote that, I mean, this is the second time I've been here and I've spent over an hour here and I've still never heard a car drive by. So as we get to the top, you can see we've got a giant building here, workshop. We've got a rainwater collection tank here. And there's a couple of more rainwater collection tanks there. So the way this is set up, there's 3 buildings up here. They all collect rainwater into that tank. And from that tank, it's pumped up the hill and it's stored up there. And then when you are, running your water in your house or whatever, it's gravity fed down into the house. So this is whole house rainwater, water collection for this property. You can see right through there, there's another gate. And this first building, again, is kind of a workshop. It's big enough it can be converted into a casita. But we'll walk into this door and I'll show you around in the workshop. It doesn't have plywood floors. It has actual board floors. Looks like 2x6s. very sturdy. Again, it's a metal underneath. It's got the same galvanized C-channel, not going anywhere. Tall ceilings. And you've also got translucent panels on the roof to give you a little extra light. There's no lights on in here right now. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these big overhead doors. They look like they're 10 feet wide and 8 feet tall. Big wide overhead doors. I would be guessing at this building at being 20 by 25. Looks like it's roughly 20 by 25, maybe 20 by 30. And then you step out onto this deck, and it's just like the deck at the house. It's Trex flooring. And look at these views. This deck is at least 10 feet wide all the way around. And look at these views. This is from the workshop, guys. This part over here has a huge overhang, so that's covered deck out there on this side. It's a metal building, so again, this thing is built to last. Need a big gym. I mean, look, I'm working my punching bag while staring into nature. So that's the first building. Second building, we're gonna go like a tree house. Again, the same thing, built with Trex. This building's a little bit smaller. We're looking at probably 12 by 20, but the same metal construction, translucent panels in the ceiling, 2 huge garage doors, 1 on each side. And then there's another building there that's just full of wood. It's a storage building right now, but that one's also, I'm trying to get a look at probably about 12 by 20, about the same size as this building. And again, Trex decking all the way. If you're a woodworker, work on cars, paint, if you're an artist. Somebody in the house is an artist as well. But think about your artwork in these studios with this as your backdrop. Serenity, all I can hear are birds and wind. I'm not an artist, but I probably could be up here. Not a very good one. All right, as we're about to head back down to the house, and I'm going to take you inside. Just a reminder, this does have a separate gate up here. This is a separate lot over here. This could be, you could turn this into a secondary unit, Airbnb, something like that. Be no problem. It's got all of its own water up here. You would have to put in a septic system, but water and electric are already here. That would be a really cool mother-in-law suite. Again, put your mother-in-law up here, and I don't know if my mother-in-law would ever gripe at me again if that was her view and I made it happen. All right, let's head back down to the house. All right, before we head in, and we're going to start in the casita, but a couple of things about the outside. You do have metal roof on everything out here, so you've got a long-lasting roof. The outside is stucco and hardy plank or fiber cement board. So again, stuff that's going to be durable, hold up over time. There's not a lot of rot that can possibly happen at this house, and that's awesome for low maintenance and things like that. All right, let's go up into the yellow doored casita. Like something out of a fairy tale. Starting out, the flooring, again, this is 2x4 pine flooring, like you would find 2x4 lumber. They milled it down and crafted this flooring. The doors are solid pine. They match the flooring, and you go up to the ceiling, And you've got V-groove pine ceiling, a little bit different color. It throws off a contrast. Really, really cool feel when you walk into this casita. All right, so the first thing you're coming through is a little kitchen and dining area. Again, this is perfect for guests that are coming over or that teenage son that you don't want in the house. Got a little mini fridge here. Little dining area looking out over the decks down to the creek. And then you've got a little cooking area, little cooktop sink under here. Nothing major, but when it's a casita, you don't need anything major. All right, and then we're going to go up these stairs, and again, the craftsman detail of the stairs. That same pine, rounded off, kind of a little going around the corner up the stairs. And this is call it the living area / bedroom. That is a fold-out bed, but you know, if you put a full-size bed in here, you still would have, or a king-size bed even, you would still have a lot of room for a couch or you know, easy chair like they have here. And the cool thing about this part, I had to count the sides here. If you look up, this is built as an octagon. Hopefully you can see the shadows, and they've got little windows up in that cupola, and they're casement windows, so you can actually open those and draw a draft up through here. Technically a passive air conditioning system, at least for the border seasons. You're not going to want to do that in the dead of summer, but for the dead of summer, you've got this mini split system. But look at all the windows, and these windows are casement windows also, very high quality windows, great insulation. Double doors here that go out onto the deck. More casement windows on that side. Just such a cool little casita. And I almost forgot when we came in. Of course it has a bathroom. Shower on this side. Toilet and sink here. It's small, but again, it's a casita. It's not supposed to be big. Really nice tile going all the way up. Just like you would draw it up. Okay. Let's go take a look at the main house. And as we're walking over, like I said, you're going to want to stay around this entire thing. And by the way, if this is the kind of content that you like, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You've been around this long, you're geeking out on this house, you're going to geek out on the other houses that I'm bringing you to, because like I said, if you're still watching this, you and I are the same kind of person. We love these unique individual houses. So go ahead and subscribe, and let's go take a look inside and all the cool features that are here. All right, so get ready for a magical house. That's the only way I can describe this thing. All right, walking in, just a nice little normal foyer. And I'm going to point out quite a few things in here. First of all the trim work is pine. And that's a big difference from what you normally see nowadays. You see a lot of MDF trim and things like that, but this is all pine. You've got those same really nice casement windows all around. These are 6-inch thick walls, and they have spray foam insulation, so it's a very well insulated house. And you might notice there's not really a lot of reverberation in my voice. It's because these floors are cork all the way through. These are cork floors. Very nice on the feet. They feel nice, and they absorb sound. So the house is pretty quiet. Another thing I'm going to point out is the HVAC system is under the house, keeps it out of the hot attic. In fact, there's no attic in here, but your floor registers are all coming, or your registers are all coming from the floor. So your HVAC is all under the house in here. All right. Closet, nothing major there. Now, as we turn the corner, we're going to start getting an idea of the amount of design and detail that went into the house. You've got this awesome little walkway here, terrarium on both sides. You got giant windows here, so the plants actually are alive and they grow there. Sunken down living room. You got 4 steps down here, and I'm going to go ahead and step down, kind of give you an idea of this first open area before we go back up. Now, like I mentioned earlier, everything, all the framing, everything is steel. This is a 5-inch steel I-beam. Okay, all the foundation and structure of this house is huge steel. Get a feel for the living room area. The kitchen's got concrete countertops, huge windows in the corner. There's a lot of natural light. Again, these exposed steel beams up here above the kitchen, it kind of gives it's kind of a cross between, call it like a log cabin feel, but industrial, because it's beams and you can tell that it's beams when you look at them and that they're steel, but it feels a little bit more like a log cabin. And then the living area, the dining area is down one more set of stairs. You've got a bunch of different levels in here. I kind of feel like Kramer and Seinfeld when he's talking about all the levels. I want levels, Jerry. And that's what it is. But it's such a cool use of it that it feels right. And if you've heard my videos before, if you've seen my videos before, I say that a lot. Either it feels right or it doesn't feel right. And this place feels right. And I'm going to point out as we go up again, we've got that same solid pine V-groove ceiling all the way throughout. Giant beams up there. And now let's start talking about some of the quirky things. Check out this reading area. There's the TV. You can tell they probably don't spend a lot of time watching TV out here, because when you're out here, you want to be outside. Big, huge built-in sitting area. And what is that going up the wall? Yes, it is a giant ladder that goes up, and I'm going to try to climb this with one hand. It goes up. If I fall, I will promise I will leave it on the video, because that will be so funny. It goes up to a little reading nook up here. Looks out over the living area. In fact, when I got here, the owner's boys were up here playing around, because that's what boys do. Really, really cool feature. So again, when I say that this is one of the most interesting houses that I've ever seen, and definitely the most interesting one in Dripping Springs, I wasn't exaggerating. That's a real thing. All right, so before we go back to the master area, let's head up the stairs. Now, as we're walking across the stairs, if you look down, trying to figure out how to use this new gimbal, you can tell this walkway's got some huts in it. So, of course, I was like, what is that? How about storage underneath, or a hidey hole, hiding area, safe room, whatever you want to call it? So many cool features in this house. All right, up the stairs, open stairs, industrial feel. Again, C-channel with concrete in the middle. This stuff's not going anywhere. It's built very, very well. A little bit industrial, so a little bit more industrial up here. But same 2x6 wood flooring, great windows. Office area, looks out over the living area. Could be a sleeping loft. But can you imagine doing your work at your computer and you've got a nice little view of the creek and the trees on the other side of the canyon? Such a nice feel. And then, speaking of fun stairs, we've got a catwalk. I don't know if you can see it from downstairs, but there's a catwalk that goes across. Now I'll try to show you kind of what's below us. There's a living area. All right. And it comes across to the bathroom. Really cool bathroom. Nice cabinets. Again, it looks like it belongs in here. It looks like it's something out of a storybook or something out of a fairy tale. And if you go here, I mean, who does not need a giant soaking tub shower with a ton of books to read while you're up here? You can tell the walls are all slate. Beautiful, beautiful. The floors are slate up here as well. And yes, that catwalk comes all the way over here just for the bathroom. You do have a little bit of storage here. This is the utility room and storage. The amount of design and, again, non-traditional house that went into this house, the guy's brain that designed this just works differently than mine, and more than likely works differently than yours too. All right, so let's head back down. And we have one more room, well, I guess technically two more rooms under the stairs. All right, so first is kind of a workroom. Could be a bedroom. You can tell that this has got bunk beds. This is where the boys stay. Closet over here around the corner. And then the desks that have, again, really, really nice tranquil views. If there's one thing that we've noticed so far, it's that we haven't seen a neighbor's house. That's pretty unique. So everywhere you look here, you're seeing nature. Now you're seeing rocks and trees and probably deer and bobcat and fox and skunks and armadillos and everything else. But it's nature. Here's the kitchen. Again, concrete countertops. Nice, simple cabinets. Again, the design here went really, really well with the rest of the house. And I mean, I say this a lot, but hey, I'm at the sink doing my dishes. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, last but not least, let's take a look at the main bedroom, because there's still more secrets in store. All right, got a little hallway going here. Again, I really like how the court floor goes throughout. It's so quiet, it's so nice on your feet. You can tell here on the side, we've got a couple of closets. They're not giant closets, guys. This house isn't huge. Again, this is something that is gonna be for the right buyer. You've got to be looking for this. Coincidentally, if you are looking for a unique house like this, give me a call. Let's get you into this sucker. So you've got a closet on that side, little closet on this side. Do the same thing here. So you can tell the other side was more of a like shelving. That side's closet rods. All right, let's jump into this bedroom. Again, I probably use this descriptor a lot, but this is like a fairy tale. You walk into this bedroom, you've got these huge, huge casement windows. You've got the pine V-groove on the ceiling. Is it a huge bedroom? Absolutely not. This bedroom is not for everybody, but again, this house isn't for everybody. You've got to be the right buyer for this house. But can you imagine when the stream is flowing and you've got these windows open and you're hearing crickets and frogs at night? And then, just for good measure, one more little secret, hidden treasure. Up here is another office area. Again, the exact same thing, cork flooring up here, a little tight back in there, but they've got a printer, they've got a little file cabinet. The desk here is normal height, full chair. And again, when you're sitting here, you've got all this natural light coming from outside. See if I can successfully get down one more time without falling. Oh, sweet. All right, so again, 3 full beds. The casita counts as one of those. You've got 3 full baths, all those storage areas up there, and probably the most unique house you'll ever be in the position of buying in your lifetime. When I saw it, I said, I've got to do a video on this. I hope you appreciate it. If you've got any questions on the house, or if you've got questions about moving to the area, give me a call. Chris Pesek, broker associate at Pesek Properties, right here in Dripping Springs, Texas, outside of Austin, Texas. I want to make your move to this area smooth. All right, we'll see you on the next video.